What a night. What an MLB debut for the books. And it made an impression on his manager in big board sports. It was a major league debut that couldn't have been much better for New Braunfels native Jordan Westberg. He had a hit, RBI, scored a run. Before a 2-hour rain delay, he got a rally started with his first at-bat. He went down 0-2, fouled a few off, worked the count, got to 3-2, then sharp eye, let the low pitch go by for ball 4, took his base. Family pumped to see him on base for his first at-bat. Manager also happy because it started a little rally.
That was tough conditions for sure. And, yeah, hung in there, worked a walk, started the rally for us. That was, and it got really sloppy after that. But for him to that be his first at bat, it was not the ideal conditions, and credit to him for working a walk there.
The Orioles host Cincinnati again today. Jordan is back in the 7th spot, and he is playing second again. And the Texas Rangers putting on a final push for their players to make the American League All-Star team. San Antonio's own Josh Jung is the leading vote getter for third base. He is batting .296, 15 homers, 15 doubles. He also has a .98 fielding percentage at third. Voting ends Thursday, 11 a.m. You can vote at the MLB website. Jung, who attended MacArthur High School, played for Texas Tech University, has won back-to-back American League Rookie of the League awards for April and May. Hey, the Missions have wrapped up the first half of the Texas League season, finished with the best record, meaning they will be making an appearance in the postseason later this year. Tomorrow, the Missions start the second half of the season. San Antonio is going to host Frisco Rough Riders for a 6-game series. There will be a Missions jacket giveaway on Friday, Sunday in the park, and Monday will be their Independence Day celebration with a post-game concert and fireworks. And Fight Night comes to the Alamo City on Saturday, July 8th. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is going to be in San Antonio for the first time as the main event at the AT&T Center. And their boxer on the slate is 20-year-old Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. Schofield grew up in Austin, but he moved to San Antonio and has been training here for years. He has an impressive undefeated record of 14-0, 11 knockouts. Now Kid Austin takes on 35-year-old Haskell Rhodes in front of local boxing fans for his first time at the AT&T Center. And KSAT12 Sports caught up with him this afternoon about being featured as the co-main event under Golden Boy Productions.
Man, it's amazing. Oscar, we love Oscar. He's the best promoter out there. Golden Boy Promotion is the best promotion company. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity they gave me. I mean, just as of right now, having only, 4 fights with them, they just put me on the biggest platform. So I'm grateful for them. And like I said, it's a dream come true, being able to be by these legends. I know I'm going to have a little bit of butterflies. I'm going to be anxious, but I'm going to go out there, do what I got to do, and, give my hometown crowd a good fight.
Looking forward to it. You can see Kid Austin put his 14-0 record on the line on the DAZN broadcast or in person at the AT&T Center once again July 8th, and tickets are on sale now.
Kid Austin, but from San Antonio.
Well,
Yeah.
Smart move on his part.
Two cities represented.
There you go. And we also have the mayor of the city of San Antonio on the line, and we're going to have Q&A with him next.
It was Friday night about 9:20 p.m. when San Antonio Police Chief William McManus announced that 3 San Antonio police officers would likely be facing murder charges in connection to the shooting death of Melissa Pettis. We are joined now by San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. Mr. Mayor, I noticed that the city manager, Eric Walsh, was there. I'm guessing that you also got a call on Friday telling you what the police chief was about to do. Your reaction to that shooting and what needs to happen now?
Well, I appreciate the chief acting swiftly, and also that the body cam footage was made available quickly. The body cam footage for most people, including myself who have viewed it, is very disturbing. The use of force appears to be abused, and the response seems to be excessive, as the chief says, inconsistent with the training and protocols of SAPD. So as we know, as it stands now, there are investigations underway. Those officers are now put on leave as part of the due process, but they also now face murder charges. So I appreciate again that this was all done swiftly, because the whole episode is very disturbing.
Does it bother you that the mental health unit may not have been called in this case, that there may have been a ball dropped here?
It does. And, it also concerns me that it doesn't appear to be a situation where there was an attempt to de-escalate it. So, these are challenges and issues that are going to have to be in the investigation. But needless to say, what we saw on those videos is very disturbing. And I think the chief was acted appropriately and, in acting so swiftly.
Mr. Mayor, we talked to a member of that mental health unit. He was part of the police force up until 2020. He said there were about 12 of them at that time. They did not respond to calls 24 hours a day. Have you talked to the police chief about that possibility and if we need to ramp up the mental health unit when it comes to SAPD?
Actually, we've had an entire city council discussion going on over the last couple of years since this was initiated first as a pilot, about the reasons for this kind of interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary response. And the SA core team is designed to do just that, to provide an alternative response when we know there's a mental health episode. So, I would say again that, this entire situation seems to be excessive, not consistent with training protocols that we know have been established. And so, what the chief has done in his executive authority over the department, I think, is entirely appropriate.
Changing gears just a little bit, another issue that many San Antonians are talking about right now, we can't help it because it's inescapable, and that is the weather. We have been on a string of over 100 degrees every day for quite some time now. What is the city doing? This kind of excessive heat is dangerous to anyone who lives on the street or does not have air conditioning.
I think that's the key. What you just said, Ursula, is the fact that this heat is dangerous for folks who are not, hydrated, who are maybe trapped in an area where they don't have a climate control. But it's excessive to say the least. As you see, I'm kind of on the move right now, and I'm looking at the thermostat. It says a 109. So this is not a normal heat wave that we're experiencing. We are in the midst of an awareness campaign to make sure people know the signs of heat-related illness, what to do to prevent it. We're providing cooling centers all over town, as well as resources available to people if they have the heat illness come upon them. So, what we would urge people to do again is to make sure they stay hydrated, watch for signs of heat-related illness. If they need a cool place to stay, our cooling centers are open. They can call 311 to access that, or go to sa.gov, and on the front page there you can see our Beat the Heat campaign and all the resources available to get people out of this just incredibly difficult weather.
I want to talk about the 1 year mark where we're at right now, marking the 1 year of the discovery of the 53 migrants that were in the back of that tractor trailer. There's been talk of having a more permanent memorial out there. There's some makeshift crosses out there. There's a memorial right now. I know that Councilwoman Adriana Rocha Garcia talked about the fact that she wants this to happen. Your stance when it comes to a permanent memorial out there in Quintana Road?
Oh, I support that 100%. In fact, I met with Councilmember Rocha Garcia earlier today, and we talked about this. And there's some work being done, scoping and things that are happening in our city departments. But this is a tragic event from a human perspective. And regardless of your thoughts on immigration policy, our first and most important responsibility in our city is to treat people with compassion, and recognizing that this was the worst inland migrant disaster in our nation's history, and it happened right here in our community. We ought to do our part to remember the lives lost and to recognize them. And so we're going to do that, and we're obviously going to go through the process of finding the best way to do it. But I think there's already some ideas, and the most important thing, again, is just to honor the lives lost. Right.
And I wish there were a solution that it would never, ever happen again as well.
You and me both. And the thing about it is we need to separate the policy discussions and the disagreements of partisan politics from the fact that these are real human beings. And People lost their lives, family members were lost, families were devastated, and we should honor their memory with a memorial, to say the least.
All right, I saw you at the Arneson River Theater on Saturday welcoming Wemby. I want to talk about what this means for the city of San Antonio. Obviously, it's great for the Spurs. What does it mean for San Antonio?
It's almost incalculable, Steve. I mean, the mood has changed. The optimism is very profound. The economic impact we've already had experience with when Tim was drafted about 26 years or so ago. So all that is true. I think that one of the most important things is that all of a sudden all eyes once again from the sports world and elsewhere are on San Antonio. And in the meanwhile, we've been making some pretty important moves and developments here in our city, making the investments necessary in our people to make this a great city. And a lot of people are going to rediscover that all over again. And there's going to be a lot of people all over the world who are going to fall in love with San Antonio, maybe for the first time, but certainly once again.
I'm just wondering, does the mayor have to buy season tickets, or did they just set aside a chair for you?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, no benefits there, but you can bet I'm going to try to go to some games this year.
Yeah, I saw you already have your jersey ready, so
yeah.
I'm glad we could end on a lighter topic, because obviously we talked about a lot of heavy things today, so I'm glad we could end with a smile. Mayor Ron Nirenberg, appreciate your time. Thank
you, Steve. Thank you, Ursula. And our prayers continue to be with those lives that have been devastated, and this policing incident with the Perez family, to the migrants and the families they leave behind. Our prayers are always with the people here in San Antonio.
As are ours. Thank you.
We'll be right back. As the United States continues to grapple with severe storms and excessive heat, the economy is starting to feel the impacts.
According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the average number of extreme weather events with billion-dollar losses has skyrocketed in the last 5 years. Ivan Rodriguez breaks down how this affects your money.
Severe storms and excessive heat continue to hammer much of the country.
In the last 2 weeks, we've seen a dramatic increase in call volume for heat-related emergencies.
And the extreme weather is taking a toll on the economy and your wallets. According to NOAA, as of June 8th, there have been 9 confirmed U.S. weather and climate disaster events this year, with losses exceeding $1 billion. One industry taking a huge hit: airlines. More than 5,000 flights across the United States were delayed or canceled Monday as powerful storms ripped through parts of the country.
I'm just hoping and praying we don't have to deal with it, but we're ready if we do.
The Federal Aviation Administration estimated the cost of airline backups to be about $33 billion in 2019. Other sectors feeling the brunt: tourism, agriculture, and construction. For consumers, the rising temperatures means higher summer utility costs. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, average electricity prices are expected to rise about 2% from last year. Flood and home insurance rates are also on the rise. Experts fear the cost of insurance will only get worse as climate change intensifies both hurricanes and extreme rain events. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Looking outside with live cam, it is a hot one out there, but we didn't break a record today. Is that right?
Well, we were 1 degree shy here in San Antonio. Del Rio broke a daily record for the 10th day in a row. Now, we've been talking about the Canadian wildfire smoke. It's in the Great Lakes right now, but I'm going to be back to show you how far across the globe it has stretched thus far. And of course, a look at us trimming back temperatures and introducing some rain chances in just a bit.
All right, so I guess the silver lining is we didn't hit a record. It's still hot.
There's that.
But, I feel for the people in Del Rio, though. This has got to be just brutal.
Yeah, 10th day in a row of a record high temperature in Del Rio, making it to 110 today. And, we've been talking about that wildfire smoke over the past probably month or so that's been coming in from Canada, and we've been showing you the models, and none of it's making it here. The upper level high keeps it away from us, really. I do want to point out the city of Chicago had the worst air quality of any major city in the world today because of that wildfire smoke. But this is what's interesting. I was just looking at information from NASA, and then I put it together here on our weather computer, that smoke is now crossing the Atlantic and affecting parts of Europe right now. See France, Spain, parts of the British Isles getting in on some of that smoke in the atmosphere, and it's even stretching a little bit further east into Central Europe. So they're noticing a little bit of haze because of those Canadian wildfires. While we're over here, let's look at the tropics. One area that we're watching, not really of a lot of concern, but it's a cluster of thunderstorms south of Bermuda. This is slowly going to be pushing northward. Right now, the Hurricane Center has it at a 20% chance of development over the next 5 to 7 days. Locally, severe thunderstorms closer to us here. This is in the panhandle of Oklahoma, and that's going to stay to the north of us. This is all riding the ridge, these ridge riders. They ride up and around the edge and the periphery of the upper level high, the ridge, upper level high, same thing. And on the edges of it, you can get some of those storms like we're seeing up the plains now with severe thunderstorm watch boxes stretching into South Dakota. But we're right underneath it. We're directly underneath it. And so it's just pushing down on us, and we can't even make a cloud in the afternoon. That's going to change. The upper level high drifts eastward. It weakens, and we do have a slight chance of some afternoon and early evening pop-up showers and storms by Monday and Tuesday. We're talking up to a 20% chance. That's the way it looks right now. But it's the kind of situation where it could very easily change between now and then. So check back in for some updates. Temperature-wise, 104 today, the average being 93, the record 105, set back in 1980. So obviously we missed that record by 1 degree. And during the peak heating of the day, 5 p.m., this is info from ERCOT. Our fossil fuels were our primary source, as usual, of power in Texas. 59%. Renewables jumped to 35% today, and nuclear at 6%. Interesting stat there from ERCOT that we like to update daily. 103 right now. Dew point is 64. It feels like 106. 112 Cotulla, Eagle Pass 108, Kerrville and Rock Springs, both at an even 100. So for the most part, we're at and slightly above 100 across most of our area. Tomorrow morning, 78 degrees, partly cloudy early, otherwise nothing but sunshine again. 94 at noon, then a high temperature of 102, but it'll feel like it's as warm as 108 when you factor in the humidity. Del Rio tomorrow, not quite as hot. We're forecasting 107. Carrizo Springs as well. Cotulla at about 109. Gonzales 101. Canyon Lake about 101 degrees. You get to Elmendorf 102 tomorrow. So more of the same. We're just trimming back a couple of degrees. And notice that trend. An even 100 Thursday through Saturday, then upper 90s by Sunday and into next week with those slight afternoon storm chances.
All right, Adam, I have a question for you.
Yep.
I'm curious what CPS Energy's breakdown is. Since we have ERCOT's, I'm curious what CPS Energy's is. I don't know if they put those out on a daily basis.
I will have to look into that further, but I think we only have information for the Texas grid as a whole.
Yeah.
But it is a yellow day tomorrow, by the way. Save energy, especially between 3 and 8 p.m.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
We'll be right back.
New details about the 3 officers charged in the death of Melissa Perez. Records show all 3 completed some form of mental health crisis training. SAPD does have a mental health unit, and we have asked if they were called the night that Perez was shot and killed, but we have not yet received a response.
Today marks 1 year since the human smuggling tragedy that killed 53 migrants. This afternoon, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced 4 arrests in connection to the case, all of them facing human smuggling-related charges. Once tried, the suspects could get up to life in prison.
Tonight, SAPD investigating the shooting of a 16-year-old. SAPD says 2 men shot the teen in the hip. The victim taken to BAMC and is expected to recover. No information about the suspects have been released.
The San Antonio police also investigating another shooting where a man was shot outside of his home. Officers say the man walked out to see where a honking noise was coming from. That's when someone shot him. The victim expected to be okay. The suspect has not been found. And that's your 60-second recap.
Thanks so much for joining us for the news at 6.
See you on the Night Beat.